Alright everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video we're going to talk about pretty privilege. And we're going to talk about it in a different way than we normally would talk about it.
We need to come at it from an entirely different angle.
Welcome to the channel. We're trying to do 20 videos in 30 days. 20 videos in 30 days. A lot of work, a lot of editing, a lot of time. So if you can, just smash the subscribe button, the like button. It helps the algorithm. Leave some comments. You know the deal. You've heard the talk, so help a brother out. Today we're going to talk about pretty privilege, but not in the traditional sense that most people talk about it. Most people talk about it in social life, but I think one of the areas that affects everyday life is in the workplace. I think that most people don't even think about. It is already a proven fact that having a more black sounding name affects your ability to get jobs.
2021 New York Times article detailed a study where fake job applications were sent to a variety of firms. Each application was given a fake name, with some bearing white-sounding name like Jake or Molly, and others claiming a black-sounding name like Deshaun or Amani. The results, well, they were clear. This is what the article said. On average, applications from candidates with a black name get fewer callbacks than similar applications bearing a white name.
Man, these names that they had no control over is probably gonna decide quality of work. Only if I had something like a resume that I could see what they're capable of. What if I told you how you looked also affected how you get jobs? Having one's name affect your ability to get a job already shows there's a superficial element in getting a job.
But you already knew that.
But the point of this video isn't that you are being discriminated not only by your sex and by your race, but also by how good you look. Pretty privilege in the workplace. A lot of this video is about anecdotes and about my experiences, so you can't take this as fact, but I think this is a good conversational point to have. But I think this is a good video to see how our appearances affect how we get jobs and how we interact with everyday life. And to be clear, this when I say pretty privilege in the workplace, and I'm more talking about getting jobs itself, like interviews. I'm not talking about, oh, the interviewer likes me so I have a better chance of getting the job, or oh, he wants my number. This video has nothing to do with sexuality or flirting or anything of that nature on a pure platonic level. That even on that level, there's this essence of pretty privilege that affects everyone. I think my experience is going to talk for my time in universities and job fairs. What's to know about me? In college, I had pretty good grades. I tutored a lot of people. My resume was top of the line. And I should have had no issues on a pure paper level getting jobs. Let's just say that.
And stop all that bragging.
Daddy, we're not bragging.
One day, one of my close friends who I also tutored came to me. Tears, just pure tears. He said he had just been fired from his apparel job. And because I tutored him, I know his grades weren't good. He was basically flunking. And he talked to me about his prospects in life and what he wanted to do with himself.
Nobody wants me.
He was worried, oh, I have terrible grades. I don't have any job prospects. I don't have anything to my name. And he came to me as a friend wondering what he should do. I literally stopped. I looked at him. I said, stop. I said, you look like an Abercrombie model. From a Eurocentric beauty standard, he more than fit the mold of what you consider handsome. A 6'1" good-looking white dude. I told him that he had nothing to worry about, and to reassure him, I told him let's go to the job fair that's coming up, and I would show him that he had nothing to worry about, that we live in a very, very superficial world.
You're a decent looking guy. Should have no problem at all.
And I told him, hey, let's play a game. Here's the rules: that we will both go to the fair. We will take 40 resumes and we would see who got the most responses. And that was the game plan, to show that he had nothing to worry about. And I think a key part of this is that he's also at least personable. You can be good looking if you're annoying to be around, no one's gonna hire you. So I think he was at least personable enough that I think that you're decent enough to be around. I think you'd be fine. And though he was personable, he was no more personable than anyone else in the group. In case you're curious, he's not like some charmer.
It's time for the big event.
In the job fair, we get there, left and right, everyone was rushing to interview him. It almost re-emphasized my own point about how everything is superficial when it comes to job interviews.
I should have known.
One of the job recruiters was talking to her about his personal life and wanting to hang out later. Recruiters left and right talking to him, and he was just going left and right, and everybody was just loving him. I was like, see, you had nothing to worry about. So now let's go over the results of what actually happened. 1 week after the job fair, I had given out 40 of my resumes. Of my 40 resumes, I got 3 responses about callbacks for interviews. So 40, and I got 3 responses. My friend, of his 40 resumes, gave out 25. Why he gave out only 25, we'll come back to later. He gave out 25, and of his 25, he got 12 callbacks. 12 callbacks. Remind you, I have drastically better grades than him. I'm the one who actually tutors him, just to reflect the results of this miniature experiment that I had going on.
We also had a few other white people in our group who weren't as good looking, so it wasn't purely about race, and they struggled to get interviews as well.
Now talk about why he only gave out 25 resumes. That's because halfway through, he didn't need to. Somewhere around that 25th resume, he got hired on the spot. An international company decided that they wanted to hire him just because they liked him that much. No experience, no knowledge, on the spot hiring. Life. Today he works in one of the more bigger firms in the country, and he's doing well in life. There's probably a lot to unpack in why there's pretty privilege in the workplace, either on a branding level of wanting your company to be represented by the most beautiful people, or just on a personal level of you wanting to be around people who are handsome, some internal nature of how you were in high school and wanting to fit in. But I'm not here to discuss that. It's probably a little bit deeper than we should get into this video. Again, a lot of this is anecdotal from my experiences, and a lot of times my experiences can be in a bubble, but I think that it's probably rings true that on all levels, there's probably a sense of pretty privilege that comes through all things in life.
Look, it's comprehensive. It's undeniable.
This tends to be true wherever you go. If you look at the top firms in the biggest cities in the world, they all tend to be better looking people. Let's just say that it's disproportionately good looking people. Obviously, there's some exceptions to the rule. The moral of the story is that if you're failing in life and you're beautiful, don't give up hope. And if you're a hard worker and not succeed in life, it just might be because you're ugly. Well, that's it for the video. If you have any experiences or thoughts or comments about pretty privilege in the workplaces, if you have your own unique experiences, leave it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Again, all the socials are Muyi Jacobs. Thank you, and have a good night.